Our first experience with Iron Banner Rift just came to an end, so I thought I'd make a video about how I feel about it. I didn't play a whole lot, but I did play enough to reset my rank, so I do have a decent sample size of games. I'm just going to say right now, I much prefer Iron Banner Control than Rift, however I do prefer the new reputation and challenge system that came along Rift. To keep it short, this video will only be focusing on the game mode Rift itself and not anything to do with the reputation or any of the other changes Bungie made to Iron Banner. Before I get into anything, I must say that this is all my opinion about Rift, not facts. If you disagree, that's fine, just don't blow up about it, please. As many of you probably know, Rift had some pretty significant glitches that made it harder, sometimes even impossible to play at times. In my time playing, I encountered two major glitches, the first one being probably the most well known of the two. What I'm talking about is when the spark would just never spawn. This makes the game into Clash, but with reses and a 10-second respawn timer. And don't worry, I'll get into those later in the video. The worst part about this is whoever was winning the game at the time of this happening will win the game at the end, since there isn't any spark to dunk to get points. This glitch happened to me many times throughout the week, and each time it did, it demotivated me to play the next game, where the same glitch sometimes happened again. The second glitch I encountered is the infinite transmat at the end of the game. Although it only happened once to me, I found many people have experienced this, leading me to believe that I might have gotten lucky to only see this one once. The glitch is when the transmat timer starts and everyone transmat back to spawn and instantly the process repeats. This would happen for only about a minute, then the game would end, and from what I've seen it only happens at the end of the game. Although not as game breaking as the last one, it does hold the game hostage for a bit, which could be pretty annoying. Next up is maps. Rift shipped with only 3 maps to play on, which are Bannerfall, Convergence, and Destiny 2's newest map, Disjunction. Bannerfall is one of, if not my least favorite maps in the entirety of the Destiny franchise. I can't explain why I don't like it, but I've hated it ever since D1, and I guess it's just stuck with me the whole time. Disjunction is actually a pretty good map, if I'm being honest. I mostly got Bannerfall and Convergence when playing Iron Banner, so I don't have a huge sample size to work with, but the times I did get it, I found myself enjoying it quite a bit. A lot more than Bannerfall, and almost to the degree of Convergence, which is one of, if not my favorite maps in the entire game. I've liked it ever since Destiny 1, and with the exception of Bannerfall, I feel like Destiny 1 maps are just better than Destiny 2 maps in general. Although 2 of the 3 maps were good, there were only 3 maps in rotation, meaning there was no map variety while playing. In Control, there is a total of 20 maps you can play on, and 30 if you count the sunset ones. This means that there are 10 times less maps in Control than Rift, and you start to feel that very early on. Every game feels about the same as the last game because of this, but also because of the seemingly unbalanced teams. This will be pretty quick, but almost every game I played ended in a 5-0 or 5-1 for either team. I have no idea how Bungie would do anything to fix this, but I'm assuming it's because of a lot of people didn't play Destiny 1 and are brand new to Rift, so that they don't really know how to play it properly. This is another quick point, but I would really like it if kills and your KD were tracked at the end of the game. I know it doesn't affect the game at all, but if I get a team wipe with my super and go 25-2, I would like that to be displayed for everyone. My last concern with Rift is the extremely long respawn timer, as well as the transmat mechanic as a whole. I'll bundle these two together since they both contribute to about the same problem, which is making the game feel very segmented. Each time you die, you have to wait 10 seconds to respawn if a teammate doesn't revive you. That could be an extremely long time out of the game, especially if the action is at the other end of the map from where you spawn. Transmat creates a very similar problem in that it cuts the game into segments. It removes the flow of the game versus something like Control, which has a lot of flow since the game is never stopped. The game also doesn't care how much fun you're having if you have heavy ammo or if your super is active. If the spark is dunked, you're gonna go back to spawn, no questions asked. With all that being said, I have an idea of my own, which I'm calling Chaos Rift. The idea is a permanent multi-spark mode where there's always 3 sparks that spawn each round. There would also be the regular 3-second respawn timer with reses turned off. The goal would be something like 10 to 15 sparks dunked, and this wouldn't be too long because there would be no transmat after each dunk. The spark that was dunked would just go back to where it spawns normally. I'm not sure how possible or logical this is, but I think it would be very nice and very interesting to see it happen. Like I said in the beginning, I really like all the reputation and challenge changes, and I think those positives outweigh the negatives of Rift. Plus, the negatives can all be changed by Bungie. My overall opinion about Iron Banner Rift is about a 7 out of 10, not good enough to blow me away, but definitely good enough to keep me playing it.